My idea of an extraordinary life.
My idea of an extraordinary life. Welcome to the after show. Happy New Year's.
We are back. And listen, you always talk about how much you enjoy the after show, because this is a chance where we really start to dig in and apply what we just talked about.
It's where you let your hair down.
That's baldism. Rude. You go now. I need a moment. My feeling is hurt.
Listen, on the show this last week, we talked about our Quad A system. Chris and I came together and came up with this really great in-depth system for setting your goals this next year. And we don't just talk about it. We're using it for ourselves too. And so what we want to do in the after show is just, I'll let my hair down. Chris can just chill. We will walk you through our top goal for this year using that system so you can kind of see how it looks and where we're focused this year the most too.
Sounds like a plan. And this application is so important because we want you to see it in action. And remember, in the show, you had the opportunity to go download the link. So if you haven't done that, please do it. It's going to help this Quad A system become much more real for you.
Yep, and the link has a PDF. We put together a PDF on the entire thing so you could download it, and we tried not to use too many colors or anything cute so you could print it, and then just go through and spend some time, just put an hour or two of space for yourself if you haven't done that yet, to set up this year's goals.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's walk through the four A's, which is assess, acknowledge, activate, and accountability. And we don't have to touch on every single piece of this, but let's take our big goals, and I'll just kind of interview you through on your big goal. And if you want to do that to me, that may be the funnest way to do this.
All right, let's do it. So let's talk about this. So for you with your big goal, how did you assess it and how did you arrive?
Okay, so my big goal has been a goal for 10 plus years. I always review the last year and kind of see where I was and what was I actually review the last 7 years. And for the last 7 to 10 years, my goal has been to get my health in check. I've always been I was a chunky kid and I struggled with my weight in my 20s. And then in my 30s and 40s, as I became an entrepreneur, it got to the point where I couldn't focus on it as much. And so I would do some things and things wouldn't work. And then I would judge myself and expect the world to judge me. So the assessment of it is it's always been the one mountain I feel like I've never been able to climb. So it's a very long, deep-seated, painful thing that I've never really put my full focus on. And so this year I decided my word for the year, which I chose a word this year, was vitality. And that is to be fully alive. And so my number one goal and where I plan to spend the majority of my time outside of making money for the family to eat is on my health. So it was an easy assessment because I got to look back at all of the pain points in my life.
Yeah.
And it's been a goal for mine, by the way, for the last 10 years.
Right.
I've just never given it the time and attention and looked at the science of what's happening with my body or the money or the focus. You know, you spend $100,000 on a mastermind, but you won't spend $20,000 on a full panel of gut checks and a full doctor that pays attention to you. It's just so funny how I'm going to live forever.
That's right.
You know, so that was the assessment. It was, this is where I've been. I've never accomplished this goal. And then I got real. And like I said, I was like, I haven't put the money, the real time and effort. It's just something I feel the pain from and that I let it push me back in my life. There's things in your life that are just going to push you back and hold you back. And if you can figure out what those are and overcome those,
that's right,
the extraordinary life becomes so much more possible. And the one big thing standing in my way is my health.
Yeah. Well, and that's you hit the nail on the head when you talk about time and attention. Those are our most two valuable assets.
Absolutely.
And so when you spend those on something that matters to you.
Yep.
So the acknowledge, that the acknowledging part of that, as you talk about, it's been something on your heart and mind for years.
Yep.
But now, what caused you to get to where you put the stake in the ground and said, this year?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, actually, the last few months.
Yes, absolutely. I've been on it since probably last June, but.
Yeah.
I think it was that I've accomplished so much, and I always bought into the idea that success and the next accomplishment and all those things would make me feel the high that I was looking for. Everybody's looking for that missing piece, you know, and I have my faith and I have my religion and stuff, and my Jesus, but it's like I constantly go for the next thing, and I keep thinking, oh, that's going to be it. And when I realized that that's not necessarily the case, I looked at the basket of accomplishments that I've had, and I realized I've done a lot. I'm very proud of what I've done at the age of, I'll be 44 tomorrow. I'm very proud of who I am at this point, and the only thing left right, was the health piece. And
Gotcha.
and looking at Steve Jobs and some other people, it's like you can have all the money in the world. Time is not your most valuable asset. Your health is, because no one can buy that back for you. No one can get that back for you. And just to touch real quick too, I meant to do this on Assess. Who wins when I win? If I get my health in check.
That's right.
Everybody wins. You win. Katie and Allie and Clayton and my husband win. You at the Extraordinary Life Project win, because I don't feel so held back by what I assume I'm being judged on. I mean, it's just part of it over all of these years. And so there's no one that doesn't win. So the acknowledgement piece for me is, like I said, what I want most. I want to be healthy. I want to be off blood pressure medication. I want to be at a good weight for my height. I want the energy. I want the energy and the vitality that goes with that. What resources do I need? I'm working with a hormone specialist. My hormones are kind of all over the charts, hence the little bit of hair I'm losing right here and some other things that have happened. I started paying attention. And so the resources are, I have to make money to pay this hormone specialist, and I have to make time to spend time with her doing what she wants me to do. So the activate part right now, right? The goal is actually just to go through this process. I'm a super rebel. So I'm like, oh, you tell me to eat potatoes and drink water. I'm like, I'm eating a steak. You know, I do the exact opposite. And so I've had to have a lot of hard conversations with myself to get ready to activate. But the activation has been a process for me. And I'm in the middle of it. We're in a fast right now where they've cut most of the foods out of my diet over the next month. I'm eating 1 meal a day. Which may sound super unhealthy, but I've gone through all of the different gut cleanses, and we figured it's been a 6-month process at this point. And now we're in the cleanse part, where they're going to clean my gut out, and then they're going to rebuild the good bacteria, and then they'll rebuild my hormones, so that this all should be taken care of from that. And so I really feel like finally I've taken the time and the money to activate this plan properly. I did it a little bit before New Year's, but I'm really in the heart of it right now. And so the accountability, that's the last piece, the accountability. I have a lot of accountability. Like, I have my family. I mean, my family is a huge accountability for me, but also, as corny as it's going to sound, I'm holding myself accountable. You know, if there's no one else around you, you have the ability to hold yourself accountable. And I'm doing that through my journal. Like, I'm journaling about I have a journal just for this health journey, not my normal life, not business, just for the health journey, so that I'm literally documenting, I ate this and I felt bad. It's like, hey, the next time you pick that thing up, it's black and white. You literally feel like crap when you eat this. Why would you do it again? And so it's just being very intentional in my steps towards this goal, and journaling the whole way to keep myself accountable, using my family as well to keep me accountable, and then the doctor that I'm working with directly, she's a text away if I have issues. And so I've put a lot of things in place this time, because this goal is happening, 100% happening this year.
Yeah, this became a hell yeah goal.
This is a beyond hell yeah. I don't want to say it on social media goal. I mean, dance around, sling your shirt. I mean, like, this is the goal.
But that's when you have those things that matter to you in that realm, it's imperative for it to be that important.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, Broadstroke, you know, for years I've worked in a certain area, focused just on the financial side of helping people. But as a human, I know that there are many sides to us. And so for me, you know, I'm excited about this year as well as last year, beginning to unleash the other things inside that I want to share with people.
I love that.
And so it's diversifying, really, my skills and talents, and letting that out. And so not just focusing on the financial side, but really moving broader into this whole person side, whether it's the heart, the spirit, the mind, all those things.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to be able to do those things and to let those things out. So, you know, I've assessed that, you know, where I am now.
And who wins when? I want to know who wins when you win.
Well, if the people, I mean, obviously the people.
Yes.
Because sharing the experiences, whether it's wins, losses, also my boys.
Yes.
Because in starting businesses, when you own them, now you can pass them down from a legacy standpoint. You and I've talked a lot about that.
Yes, we have.
And so that was something really in my spirit that really jump-started it for me. And I'll skip from assess down to activating, which is really and truly stop talking about it and start doing it. And there's the risk factor with that, of doing some things. There's a cost, there's a sacrifice that comes with these things. And I'm not scared of sacrifice. I'm not scared of giving up. I'm not scared of giving up things, watching TV or those things. No, because I know when you invest in yourself and you invest in businesses, it takes sacrifice. And so again,
Yeah.
that mindset, the long play. I'm not playing the short game, I'm playing the long game. And when you start thinking like that, it gives you an encouragement and you just go, man, oh man, yes, boom. And when people say, you can't do that or you won't be able to do that, well, just shut your mouth, I'll show you, right? Because I've been there and done
Fuel
it.
for the fire.
Absolutely. Listen, I'll take compliments from anyone. I accept limitations from nobody.
Yeah, that's
okay?
right.
And I don't want you to accept limitations from yourself, family, or friends.
What do they always say? You fight for your limitations, you get to keep them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't have time for it. And so in
Yep.
changing that mindset and looking at things, it's just an encouragement. The accountability piece, obviously, as I tell you about it, as I talk to friends and
Yep.
business partners and therapists and all these things, I'm letting people know. I'm blessed to have some incredible mentors that I'm able to connect with all across the country. So I'm excited, you guys. I really am. And it's one of those things where I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to make sure I stay focused on these few areas because there's 22 things I want to do. But it's all in that spirit of being able to be a mentor, to be a coach, to help other people right where they are. And so you can see this Quad A system is real. It's got application for you in your life right where you are right now. And so if you did not download that form, I want you to make sure you do that. But get that, print it out, keep it on you, have it on your phone. Begin to look at this year as a year of possibility. Now listen, we've dealt with COVID, we're still dealing with it. We've dealt with all these things that are external that we can't control.
That's
so
right.
what I want you to do is to get back into the mindset of what you can control. And that's where that realm is where we need to stay, because that's where we can have the most impact.
That's right. Guys, please do not forget that anything is possible. Anything and everything is possible. As long as it's not against the law of physics, you can absolutely do or have or be whatever you want. Just start to push that limiting mindset away. Just push it back a little bit and dream really big. So anyways, you guys just do the Quad A system, download that thing. And like I said, make sure you're reviewing it. That's the piece.
Yeah.
If you keep it in front of you, you'll actually make those steps towards it. But we're excited. This is going to be the best year we have ever had. And we would invite you to have that same mentality as you move into 2022.
Thank you guys for joining us. We look forward to coming back to you soon.